Okay, we're looking at the practice on page 240. Number A, we have the opposite of the opposite of the opposite of 3. So we're going to say our number is a 3. Is it negative or positive? There are 3 opposite signs. 3 is an odd number, so it is a negative 3. Look at number B. Our number is 2. Is it positive or negative? It is positive because it's an even number of signs. Look at letter C. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Positive or negative? Well, there are 4. 4 is an even number, so it is a positive 16. Look at the next one. Our number is 5. Is it a positive 5 or a negative 5 in the final answer? It's a negative 5. Look at letter E. They don't want you to actually solve this, okay? They just want you to tell me if you were to solve it, is the answer negative or is the answer positive? How are you going to know? Count your negative signs. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negative signs. 7 is even or odd? It is odd. So the answer is negative. Okay? Look at number 1. The Braves started the season by hitting 1.875 times their last season's average. If the last season's average was a 0.368, what was their beginning average this season? Okay? Well, we have to think. First of all, what is our pattern that we're going to use? We're working with decimals. So we're going to say, what's the pattern? We're going to say the decimal times the of equals the is. Okay? So now let's look at our problem. Okay? It says that what is the average that we're talking about? Okay? What are they starting with? A 1.875. 1.875 times the of. Do we know what the of is? Yes, it is 0.368. 0.368 equals the is. All we have to do is multiply. When you're multiplying decimals, and I'm going to write this under here, you know not to do this. Do not write multiplication in the middle of a problem, okay? Work it to the side. When I multiply this out, okay, I'm not going to do that for you, but when I multiply it out, what am I going to do? I have to move my decimal how many places? 6, because there's 3 places behind the decimal in the top number and 3 in the bottom, so 6. My final answer, I'm going to move it over 6 places. Now, if I end up with a bunch of zeros, what am I going to do? At the end, I'm going to drop those off. My final answer is going to be 0.69. Look at number 2. Fortunately, the ratio of lovers to misanthropos are 13 to 2. If 3,900 were lovers, then what were the misanthropos? Let's look at that, okay? Let's get our ratio. What's your first ratio? It is 13 to 2. Where then does my 3,900 go? On the top or on the bottom? It goes on the top. Now, what goes on the bottom? I don't know that part of the ratio, so I make it x. All I'm going to do now is cross multiply 13 times x and get 13x equals 3,900 times 2. And we're going to have 7,800 or 7,800. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to divide by 13. It says to multiply, and I know in algebra 2 rules. Do the opposite of what my equation says, and whatever I do on the left, I must do on the right. This is going to cancel, leaving me x. And 13 will go into 7,800 600 times. Okay, let's continue looking at these. For 4 hours, Sam traveled at 40 miles per hour. Then, for the next 3 hours, he increased his speed to 60 miles per hour. How far did he go in 7 hours? Well, what do I have to do? He went to 2 different speeds. The first speed, he went 40 miles an hour. How long did he do that? For 4 hours. Okay? That's a certain amount that he traveled. Then it says that he changed his speed and he went 60 miles an hour, and he did that for 3 hours. So now all I'm going to do is multiply and add. 40 times 4 is 160. 60 times 3 is 180. I'm going to add these together. I'm going to get he traveled 340 miles. 340 miles. Okay? I want you to be very careful as you are working through these problems. Make sure that you're showing your work, turning that in to me. That's part of your grade. Okay? Your grade is based on the work you do online, but I also go through all of the work that you do. Remember, you need to get at least 70% of them right. Guys, go back and rework the ones you miss. Now, if you miss it because the computer says it's wrong because you put a comma in there and I didn't, or vice versa, that I will go back and check that, okay? It'll tell you exactly underneath it how many points that question is worth. You can add that to your score to make sure you're making enough points to get the full credit for your homework, all right? I hope you have a good day. Tomorrow you have an algebra test. Tuesday is an algebra test. So if you have any questions, please comment. Let me know that. All right, have a good day.